It's okay, I'm black. I can do a black brother. White people hate that. Like, why is he get the fake? Why can't that That's quick common work. But the presidential chef is also lost 75 pounds because he was also diabetic and he's no longer on insulin. So he's about to teach y'all on how to eat green. You know, eat green, eat healthy, and eat better. And so, Chef Cat.
All right. Welcome, welcome. How are we doing today? Thank you. Appreciate your energy. All right, first question. How many people here have ever tried organic food? Okay, good. I've got a good crowd. Most of the time I have people looking at me like, really? Organic what? What kind of grass you giving me today? And fortunately, I do grass, but I do flavored grass. And normally, to get people to pay attention, I do the food up front. That way, they get to taste it, and if you like it, then you're more likely to listen to what I got to say. So I'm going to do that here. Now, I don't have samples for everybody, but at least one person from each school can come up and sample something. So we're doing two things today, and what we'll do is I'm going to do that first, and then you get a chance to sum up. First thing we're doing is the mango mousse parfait. This is actually one of the things that I did make for President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle. I didn't do fried chicken and watermelon. Thank you. Yeah. But it's pretty much, instead of doing a yogurt base, use a fruit base. And this is something that I teach people how to do. It's about a 5-minute thing. You can use any fruit, whether you want to do strawberry banana, just strawberries, mango, papaya, and you can make your own kind of smoothie. It's like a light parfait treat. And the next thing I'm doing is something that literally costs like, it's shrimp sauteed in cilantro chili butter. One of my techniques, it's pretty good. You'll smell it in a second. I'm actually going to light this to the pan warmer. One of my techniques, because I wasn't always a chef, I've actually been a chef for like 3.5 years, so I'm still really new at this, but I've accomplished some things, as you can see. But I don't like taking a lot of time to make my meals because I'm always on a run, so I came up with something called finishing sauces. And what they are things that allow you to prepare your food, prepare your protein, prepare your side, you just drop the sauce on. You don't have to worry about marinating as much. You don't have to worry about all the seasonings. You don't have to worry about what goes with what. So the cilantro chili butter is one of those things. And at the shows when I come to the schools, I actually show you how to make some of these sauces so that you have some and you can use it on multiple things. So you'll be smelling this in a second. For people that don't get to try it, I'm sorry. It's really good. If you link up with me later, we might be able to work something out. So, while this is getting nice and hot, and it's only shrimp, so it takes 2 seconds, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Name is Chad Cherry. About 3.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. At the time, I was 325 pounds. I wasn't even like, I'm a big boy still, but I was a big boy. You know what I'm saying? But I still got it in them. Don't sleep on the big men. Big men, we in. Where y'all at? Woo! That's what I'm talking about. And it caught me off guard. You know, I was 26 at the time. I was working for corporate America, had a really good job, and I went to get checked out. The doctor's looking at me like something's wrong. I was like, nah, I just need a nap. I ended up spending a month in the hospital. I went in, sugar was 497. I was technically in diabetic shock. I shouldn't have been walking around. They can't let you out until you drop your sugar. So I spent all that time in a lovely hospital bed, eating very bland, non-good food, and then had to come out and have surgery. And after doing all of that, you go see, the laundry list of doctors they tell you about. You know what the doctors say nonchalantly? Guess what? You'll be on insulin for the rest of your life. Oh, and you know what else? If you don't change, you'll be on dialysis by the time you're 40. Oh yeah, and you know what else? And he's just talking to me like I'm a robot, like I'm not even there. And I'm looking at him crazy, like, you expect me to stick a needle in myself for the rest of my life? I was like, you bumped your head. So I started getting out and figuring out what I could do to change my life. And along that path, I came across organic food. While coming across organic food, I met with a couple other guys. One guy, cancer survivor. He had stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was in college. He goes to the doctor for a torn ACL, and the doctor says literally, ACLs release your problems. Withdraw, go home, spend time with your family. They gave him 2 months to live. He beat it. He found organic food with me. Another gentleman was diabetic, found organic food with me. And I'm not here to preach to you guys about this. All I'm going to say is this. Eating right is like, okay, here's a better example. Everybody here has a job, right? Woo! Work 40 hours a week, something about that. Let's just say, okay, whatever, we work, but we get paid for working. Let's just say you do this. You get 2,000 pay period, I'm just saying, and 1 week on your pay period, you get your check, and it's 2,000, but it's 2,000 pesos. Yeah, instead of American dollars, he gives you 2,000 pesos. So you go to your boss, and you're like, yo, they made a mistake. And he's looking at you like apples for apples, 2,000 is 2,000, right? And you're saying, nah, pesos, dollars, real different. Real different. But see, that's what we do to our bodies. Just because we're eating food, it doesn't mean apples for apples, food is food. It's not the same thing. It's very, very different. Organic food is food the way nature intended it to be before we decided to go ahead and make it better. So there's no genetically modified organisms. There's no pesticides. There's no chemicals. There's none of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, it would be wonderful if we could walk into the hospital when we got sick, go up to the showcase and be like, you know what? I want that model right there. Yeah, that young 25-year-old with a six-pack. Yeah, that's me. Switch me into that, doc. That would be wonderful if we could do that, but we can't. So, you know, this is more about taking care of what you have. And I'm not even an advocate of going 100% organic because it's not feasible for a lot of people. But what I am an advocate of is moderation, is learning how to fit it into your diet. And I realized something along the way, is that I didn't know much about food. I've been eating all my life, and really, I ate 10, 11 different food items. That's all I ate. So when I became a chef, that was my first thing. I started learning about food. So now I teach people about things, because what I remember, though, was my grandmother. We'd go to the store, she'd come home with fruits and vegetables and things I had never seen before and make killer meals. I don't know if y'all have grandmas that can cook, but grandma got it in. I'm from New York, but my grandmother's from the South, so everything was fresh. And I wanted to get back into that. So that's been my journey with organic, so now I teach people. So what I'm going to do is, this is just going to cool off, and then I'll set it up, and I'm going to talk to you more. Along this journey, like I said, I had the opportunity to cater for President Barack Obama and Michelle, and that's because they're organic. I've also been featured at the South Beach Food and Wine Network, the festival in South Beach kind of thing, California, Polydine, yeah. That's what's up. That's my you. Good look. And I've done all of this, and I'm actually not even a classically trained chef. I taught myself. And I actually applied to go back to school recently. Johnson Wills in the building? I got accepted to y'all next year. I don't know if I'm going to go to the scholarship yet, so if anybody can help me with that, holler. No, I'm joking. But no, I mean, I really did think about going back. And the truth is, it's like this, right? Anything in life you want to do, you have to learn. So as I was learning about organic food and getting out there, there's not a lot of people like myself. There's not a lot of younger people that are into organics and that are eco-chefs. So I got out there, and I put it out there, and I put it out there in a mean way. So when I come to school, I try to make it as interesting as possible. I will bring a PowerPoint, and I will do a full cooking demo. We'll do a 3-course meal, things like pineapple jerk chicken, things like salmon in a coconut creme fresh. I'll show you how to make fresh cheesecake or even sweet potato pie. You know, I mean, we've got all kinds of things. If we have vegetarians, I do vegetarian lettuce wraps. I just did them for Mayor Shirley Gibson at the Taste of Miami last Tuesday, and people didn't know they weren't meat. Like, they're telling me these are better than P.F. Chang's. You know, I go into detail about foods, and I show people how to prepare, and everything I do is less than 5 to 10 minutes. But that's not all I do. I also talk about obesity. As I said, I'm 75 pounds lighter than I was. I used to be 325. For the past 3 years, I dropped 30 pounds, and I was feeling good. But then, in the past 6 months, I've managed to drop another 45. So I figured out something. Now, technically, 62.5% of the U.S. population is obese. So there's a bunch of us out there, everywhere. You know? And technically, as far as diets go, 1 out of 20 people, 1